The Discovery Channel has a lot of interesting shows on its network, which now has its own streaming service because of course it does. But one of the most curious things that has been going on for a while is that of the Alaskan Bush people. The show focused on an off-the-grid family in the Browns, trying to make a living in the Alaskan bush.
I'll have you know I have the reflexes of a cat, and the speed of a mongoose.
The family is super tight, and so it was to their horror that their patriarch Billy Brown passed away in February. Since that point, the family has been mourning and even preparing to honor him on the new season on the show. So allow us to show you how Noah Brown and his family reacts to his father's tragic death. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. 6. Alaskan Bush people. Before we break down the death of the patriarch, we should mention some things about Alaskan Bush people, mainly in that the show is about a family known as the Browns as they live off the grid in Alaska, and then in a recent season, Washington State. The catch though is that there are many who believe that this is just a scripted show, with various scripted elements. Not the first time a show with Discovery was questioned about that. Mainly because from season 1 on, it seemed as the family was almost too wild to believe on some of their tactics for living were curious at best. The family has repeatedly and often refuted those claims. What's more, the show has actually leaned into that at times and has gotten even more wild in terms of what they show from these people of the bush. It should also be noted that there were legal claims filed against the family that seem to indicate they didn't live in Alaska as much as the show made it seem. So you can make your own judgments about whether the show is real or not. But sadly, what is true is the death of Brown's leader. 5. Billy Brown's death. In February, Billy Brown, the patriarch and a leader of Brown family, had a seizure that he did not recover from. He was just 68 years old at the time of his passing. We are devastated to hear that Billy Brown's sudden passing. He's been part of the Discovery family for years. A trailblazer, a lovely man, and most definitely one of a kind, a Discovery rep wrote on Twitter. Our heart is with his family and those that knew him and loved him as they deal with his devastating loss. Naturally, the family had a lot to say in the immediate aftermath of his passing. Bear Brown wrote on Instagram, "We are heartbroken to announce that our beloved patriarch Billy Brown passed away last night after suffering from a seizure. He was our best friend, a wonderful and loving dad, granddad, and husband, and will be dearly missed. He lived his life on his terms, off the grid and off the land, and taught us to live like that as well. We plan to honor his legacy going forward and to continue with his dream. We ask for privacy and prayers during this painful time. God bless everyone." The fans were more than happy to give that, and as time rolled onward, the family continued to react to their death of their kin. 4. The family further reacts. On February 19th, Matt Brown, the eldest son of the family, published a video in which he spoke at length about his father and thanked all of his fans for their support amid this difficult time. Matt captioned the video by writing, "Hi friends, in loving memory of my dad, Billy B. Brown. Thank you all so much for your loving words of kindness and prayers that mean so much." In the video, Matt revealed that he and his father were actually on the outs at some points prior to his passing, but he knew that he was able to reconcile with him before his death. Matt appeared to get choked up during the video as he spoke about Billy's death. He told his fans that his dad passed away at his home surrounded by his family, which is how he would have wanted it. He went on to say that Billy's death understandably hit me hard. "Here now in my grief, I realize that I'm not the only person that lost somebody recently," Matt continued. "All over the world, people have experienced loss over this past year. A lot of it, too much of it. Loss hurts, and so does grief. And the one thing that I know for sure about grief is that it's best not to do it alone. So I want you to know that at night, when I'm missing my dad and say a little prayer for him, that I'm including you and yours too." Noah Brown shared his brother Bear Brown's message for Father Billy Brown following his shocking death. "We are heartbroken to announce that our beloved patriarch Billy Brown passed away last night after suffering from a seizure," Noah wrote in an Instagram post. "He was our best friend, a wonderful and loving dad, granddad, and husband, and he'll be dearly missed. He lived his life on his terms, off the grid and off the land, and taught us to live like that as well. We plan to honor his legacy going forward and to continue with his dream." The family also asked for privacy and prayers while they mourn their loss. Along with the tribute, Noah shared a photo of Billy with his grandson and Noah's son Elijah. So clearly the whole family was affected by those regardless of their connection to how tight they were with Billy. But one could argue that the one who would miss him most is his wife, whom he took care of a lot in recent times. 3. Amy's cancer. Billy Brown's death comes as even more of a devastating blow in context to other issues with the family, as he spent over a year by his wife Amy's side as she dealt with a deadly disease with an extremely low survival rate. The Brown family, who lived off the grid without modern technology in rural Alaska, knew that Amy's cancer required the family to seek more advanced medical care in the more central location. In 2017, Amy was diagnosed with advanced lung cancer and was given a 3% chance of survival, according to People. The couple and their 7 children, Matt, Bam, Bear, Gabe, Noah, Bird, and Rain, moved to Southern California so Amy could be treated at UCLA Medical Center, per People. Mrs. Brown underwent intense radiation and chemotherapy for months, per People. The family's endurance paid off, and Mrs. Brown announced she was in remission in 2018. The family relocated to a 435-acre property in Washington State so the family could fly back and forth to Southern California easily for her checkups. So not having Billy around to take care of her and be there for her in her time of need will be a big blow for the family, and for Amy. 2. The Brown family grows. Even with the loss of Billy though, the Brown family isn't down and out, not even close. Billy Brown's third eldest son, Bear Brown, became a father himself in March 2020, but he and his ex-fiancée Raven Adams weren't on good terms at the time of his son River's birth. That paired with COVID-19 delayed his opportunity to meet his son, per In Touch Weekly. In September 2020, Bear was finally able to meet his 6-year-old son. He posted a selfie of the family with the caption, according to In Touch, "There's no feeling in the world like holding your own son. It's so awesome to finally get to see and hold this beautiful little baby. River is perfect." It was great to see Raven too. It was like he had met him from day one. They just got along immediately. Like he just knew, Raven said, of Bear and River's first meeting, per People. The pair recently announced they had plans to get married. It's unclear if Billy Brown ever got the opportunity to meet his newest grandchild before his death, but we're certain Billy's legacy will live on in the next generation. 1. Honoring him in the show. It's only natural that given Billy Brown's impact on Alaskan bush people, that they would go and do an episode on his life and times with the family and beyond. And that's what they did. On this episode of Alaskan Bush People, the extraordinary life of Billy Brown, a father, a husband, and a leader of a pack, a voiceover begins. Though never before seen interviews and moments with Billy, the family reflects on their patriarch, a man guided by his faith and a thrill for adventure. He is the heart and soul of the Wolfpack. The special showed never before seen footage of Billy Brown with his family, and more than likely other specials would come out to honor him. The show is continuing on in his absence, and the Wolfpack as they are known will continue to stick together to try and survive. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the Brown family and how they have reacted to the death of their patriarch? Were you saddened by the death of Billy Brown? Do you think that the show would go on without him? Or should it continue on to honor his spirit? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.